Welcome to Craftastrophe. Today we're going to make a wreath for the fall season. So here I have the styrofoam circular wreath, and I also have some yarn and some different embellishments to put on the wreath. So here we go. So we start with the styrofoam wreath, and we're going to use some yarn to go around the wreath. So we're gonna start out with this color, and then eventually we're gonna do some multiple colors and just kind of make it cool. So we pull out as much as we can, and then we're going to use the regular glue for this part. And then when we do the embellishments, we're going to use a hot glue gun to glue the embellishments onto the wreath. So we're gonna start with the starting point, find the beginning here. Okay, so we got this. So now what we're gonna do is find where we want to begin. So we're gonna begin where the circular thing starts right here. We're gonna put some glue here so that we can get it started, and you'll only need glue when you're starting and stopping each color that you're doing so that it sticks where it's supposed to be. So we're gonna start here, and then we're going to wrap around a whole bunch. So I'm gonna cut off what I'm not gonna use to where we can stop and then put the next color on. So I'm gonna just cut a whole bunch of this off here, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this nice and tightly together. So just gonna keep going around and around and around and around. And we're gonna make it so that it goes right next to each other. So I do suggest maybe doing a smaller amount, which you can just cut, so it'll be easier in the long run. And you can do more stuff with it as you go. Okay, just make sure that they're all nice and neat next to each other, just all the way around, and just keep going until you get the whole circle done with the colors that you want to do. And then when you stop with your yarn, you want to put a little dab of glue down so it'll stay where it's at. And then you start the next set in the same spot. You can use the same glue if it sticks there for you. And just keep going round and round and round until you're all done. Okay, so we got part of the wreath done here. We have this part, the dark brown. So now we're gonna work on the light brown. And it is a very time-consuming craft. It took me about 15 minutes to do this little part here. So this craft will definitely be something to do on a rainy day, and it's very fun and very satisfying though, but it will take a little bit of time and precision to get this done. So basically all you do is you wrap it around, and then you keep it as close to each other, each strand. What I've been doing is I start with the beginning part, and then I wrap it around a few times, which I'll show you in a second. That seems to help to get it going a little bit quicker, but like I said, it is time consuming. But at the very end, you'll be very satisfied with your craft and how it's done. So we will work on this part here. So I try and keep it all up on the table here so that I can wrap it around easy. And so we just need to find our starting point here and put a little bit more glue on it. Got our dark brown done, so now we're gonna start doing some light brown. I'm gonna cut a little piece of this off so that we don't have an extra piece there. Okay, so we're just gonna glue this on right here the best we can. And I'd keep a paper towel handy so you can dry off your finger so that more of this doesn't get stuck on your finger. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this around a couple times here. Just like so. And maybe a few more than that, but I'm just gonna start out with that. And then I tighten it to make it tight, and then I I put it up next against the other ones. And then I just do the same thing over and over again until we have till the end or the amount that you want on there. So I'm gonna do this a few times here. You just want to make sure that it's not going over each other because you want them individual. Okay, so there's the beginning of that. So we're about halfway done here. We're gonna do another one with this, and then we're gonna keep doing some more of the brown, and it's coming along. So far it looks kind of like a steering wheel. We will keep working on this, and once we get to the embellishments, I will show you how to put embellishments on there and go from there. And you can be as creative as you want. You can do different colors, you can do different holidays, you can do like Christmas or Easter or whatever, but fall time always kind of gets left out because there's not very much like Thanksgiving stuff. So that is what this represents, is the Thanksgiving time and fall time, not including Halloween, because Halloween has lots of stuff that you can do for wreaths and crafts and all sorts of stuff, but Thanksgiving just doesn't have all that fun stuff to do. So here we go, we're gonna work on this some more and find where we ended here, put some more glue here, and go from there. You want to be careful not to keep your fingers on the glue too long, because your fingers will stick to it and then it'll pull it off and then you have to re-glue it again. And this has become the easiest way to put it together, is just by wrapping it around like that a few times and then slide it over. And we just keep wrapping it around. And like I said, you don't want to keep your finger where there's glue, because it does fall off, which happened right there. And this glue seems to not want to dry very fast, so that's another thing to keep in consideration with your glue, is to not be touching it while it's wet. Definitely make sure that you got all your string attached here, and so that you don't see very much of the green. If you do see a little bit, that's what the embellishments come for. And you can put your embellishments around where there's like areas that there's mistakes or open areas, and you can see the green in there and everything. Okay, so we finished this little set here, so now we're just gonna tack on some glue again. Down for a second so it stays, and then we're gonna pull out some brown again, and we're gonna do brown for a bit, and then we're gonna do the light brown again, and then make sure that we get light brown on this side here. So I'll probably do light brown, a bunch of light brown on this side, and then some dark brown on this side, and then we will have that part of our wreath completely done. So now we got all of the yarn on the wreath here. So basically what we're gonna do is go over the little areas that need to be re-glued. So I've already done that, and I re-glued all the spots that I believe that need to be glued, and later on I can finish touching those up if I need to. And the glue is not completely dry yet, but it's dry enough that we can work on the rest of this project. So we have the hot glue gun warming up right now, and we're going to put some embellishments on the craft here. So we're gonna basically look and see which side we want to use as the outside, and then eventually we're gonna stick it up on the door or somewhere, stick it up somewhere for it to be looked at. So here I have some leaves, which I'm gonna place on here somewhere. So right now we're gonna look and figure out where we wanna put each thing and which direction we wanna do and all that sort of stuff. So I'm thinking that this right here will be the top part. So I'm going to maybe put some leaves where I think they should go. And I have all sorts of different leaves. I have speckled leaves, I have red leaves, all that sort of stuff. And then we're also going to put some bells on there. So we'll figure out how to do that in a few minutes. And then we also have an owl that I'm going to stick on here somewhere. And it will look awesome. So let's get going here. So we are going to dab some hot glue. If you have strings, don't worry about the strings, you can pull them off later. And so we're gonna glue this here. Just make sure that it's glued on nicely so it doesn't fall off. And then we're gonna pick our next one. I'm gonna use the same design. And then just glue the bottom edge right there. Put a nice amount of glue on there. And then just kind of stick it on there and be careful with your fingers, that glue is hot and you don't want to burn yourself with it. So just be careful when you stick your glue on. It's looking good so far. Okay, so now we're going to put these little fall fillers on. We're gonna glue these on there too. And it basically matches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna glue them onto the leaves here. So we're gonna go boink and boink on that side. Take the glue gun and put some glue right on this edge right here. Whole bunch of glue. And then you're gonna wanna glue it on, stick it on, and press really, really hard so that it stays there. And if it doesn't stay, you can just re-glue it and stick it back on. And of course, you can use all sorts of different things for this craft here. And so whatever embellishments you use, just make sure that you use a lot of glue and stick it on there right away. Just like that. Okay, so far we have our little wreath here. And pull some of that glue off. We have that. And then I'm going to turn it around here real quick. Okay, so we got our glue here, and we got that. It's looking good, looking good. And then we're going to put these bells on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find some, probably some kind of string or something that I can put between here. And then we're gonna click those on there together. And then when you have it at your door, you hear your door jingling a little bit. And I think I'm gonna add a few more balls here. So we're gonna do one more right here. And then one more ball right here with this one. Just to make it look nice and cool and fall-like. Okay, so here's what we have so far. We're gonna work on these little bells here still, so hang tight and we'll get those going. We got 2 sets of paper clips. So I have paper clipped this little nugget in here on this side, and I'm gonna paper clip this one in here on this side. So basically just find the right groove of where to put it and where it'll hold it. Just finagle your way in there. So I'm just basically going like that and sticking it in there. And here we have our little nut trees. Woo! So here you have it. You have our craft of the day, and this is our fall time wreath, and it looks beautiful. And thanks for watching. See you next time, and thumbs up, comment, like, share, all that YouTube stuff. Here's our craft, and thanks for watching. So I'm going to be creative and paper clip these together. Stick it through a few more pieces of yarn here. Let's try that. Do it like a paper clip and stick your paper clip in